line up to speak and mark this date, September 19th, afternoon in Santa Clara Convention Center. I hope we can see you at that time. So let's move on to today's topic, right? So OpenClaw. This is an amazing project beginning from November last year. I feel that's actually a fever, right? So just about a month ago, there are about 1,000 people line up in front of Tencent's building in Shenzhen. They bring their own notebook and waiting engineer to install OpenClaw for them. And also on Taobao, you can find people willing to pay $70 to get someone install OpenClaw for you. And not surprisingly, not very long after, they are also Taobao have people willing to pay $40 to ask people to uninstall OpenClaw, right? And just half a month ago, the Jason Huang in annually most important event GTC, his keynote take about 2 hours, and he spent 20 minutes talking about OpenClaw, and also make I feel bold statement. And he even led the crowd singing at the end of that keynote, if you are watching the movie. But my opinion, if someone cannot, I feel OpenClaw is it's an open source and developing facing project. If you cannot install that yourself, and because it's already quite easy to install it, then it's probably not the right project for you, right? So maybe someone later modify that. We were talking about some of these different variant, maybe more easy for the general consumer. So before, so I think that installation, make it run is never our goal, right? So our goal is make it work. So we will share you about how people are using that. So before we move forward, I would like to do a quick survey. So among the audience, how many of you have installed OpenClaw? Could you raise your hand? It's okay, yeah. A little less than I expected. So let's see how people can use that, right? Morning briefing. I think that many of us have the first project, to let OpenClaw can, spread the news or on Google Calendar, weather, and currently when they have a 4.1 and 4.2 version, they actually can search X. The old Twitter. I believe that is some feature someone would like to have that. This happened just 2 days ago. So they can give you a summary about all these things, before you wake up. And someone may be using that to clean up your inbox. Of course, you don't want this just delete all your mail, but yeah, if you can find out what's an urgent message, what's something just a garbage message from spam, you would like to someone can help you to take care about that. If you want to do it very safely, you probably want to create an extra account and forward your email to that account and let OpenClaw only working on this backup account. After cleaning up, you can see if you want to sync with your main one, right? So if you do so, you can prevent a terrible news happening in Meta's engineer, right? He's using OpenClaw and his cloud deletes many of his mail. even he actually not to do so. But it's different story. We can talk about that later. The next one, I think that's a useful one. So you, because we connect our cloud with many of these tools like a Telegram or Disco, then you can just let it collect and make notes about many things come to your mind, right? So you see a good movie clip or you have some idea, you just talk it and ask it to store it and also tag it, capitalize that, and make all the easier to search later. And also you can connect Whisper or some of the multi-modality model that you can direct talk to your cloud, and then you can control it or make notes with your voice. So Andrew Capacity just posted this 2 days ago, but I'd be surprised he said this so late, right? So he said that language model can make your own knowledge base. I feel many of us maybe already do that, and you can see not agent can do it, OpenClaw of course can do it. So some people connect the OpenClaw with their health tracking device. Can track how you sleep well or not. The next one is, I think is interesting. Some of you may have a family group, right? So a family member have a chat group, and he can put in a chatbot, controlled by OpenClaw, and that one can just take notes or think about the conclusion discussion in that group. Same thing, you can using that to think about what group, right? Or some the group you work with your friend. But let a chatbot or this OpenClaw to collect the conclusion you make, or take a note about history happened in that group. Next is about a story widely report. Someone say that he led his OpenClaw to negotiate, buy a car, and save $4,200. I'm not so sure about how real it is, but yeah, it's a team report, and also you can find out that find out the source of it. And of course, you can connect the OpenClaw with your smart plug or smart light, and you can easily just voice and control turn on off your lights, or turn on the heat before you go back home. So this is something used to be only in science movie, but you can do it right now. And it can be achieved fairly easy. And I believe because most of the IT or software guys will be the first people try this project, and so people using that, coding, of course, try to make some of the not necessarily OpenClaw, but maybe that the OpenClaw to control the cloud code, to code overnight. So let's say, I also heard about a company, they have a rule say the engineer cannot do the coding or write the code in the daytime in the company. They only can review the code or write the instruction of the code. and the company X then only can let the the AI agent run and write code over the night. I don't know how efficiently they can run it, and but I'm very interested to know how come from that company data. So also you can using the OpenClaw to do the CI/CD and also do some PR review. And I think doing PR review process is very useful because the AI coding tool can generate a lot of code right now, and the review become a bottleneck. And of course, you would like to using AI to help you to stream that and let the human only focus on that something need to further adjustment or need to look careful. So you can connect do some terminal command with chatting, like to check this space or some file, move them to different place. System monitor and alert is for operation guy. I think that's also very useful, and also I know the company is running that, so the operation guy fully utilize it. And because you let OpenClaw only do the monitor and also fill out the message from your system, and let the operators more focus on this high alert item, and because you can easy to change the OpenClaw's behavior, you just check that. When needed, you can just actually don't monitor this type of alert, but only other. So it's a very useful and easy operation. And then some people using that to see if you can create personal CRM. So many companies have a CRM, and I dream about have a personal CRM for a while. But it's always too much effort in order to do that. But now actually I know some people using OpenClaw and with some the CRM project or open source CRM, and they can make it best use of the CRM, right? So that they can manage his contact better, and yeah. So of course you can using OpenClaw to do some of basic customer support, and before OpenClaw there's already a lot of people using AI for customer support, right? So that's probably the first NLP application widely used in call center and many companies. So I do see people talking about they are acting intelligence from the OpenClaw. So it connect with company's CRM, Slack, and revenue data, and also can connect outside do the search, and he asks AI actually do the business research, and then also create the business memo. Next will be, many companies need to do the expense report, and now because multimodality capability of AI, you can just take a picture of the receipt, and then go to a nice table and do all your expense reports. I think that also can do for weekly report, because it could, your AI or your OpenClaw can see all the meeting discussion, and weekly meeting will be very easy to create by the OpenClaw, or daily report. I think marketing probably the one impacted by AI most right now. So here, all these items really happen now, and also happen that industry strongly. People do create multi-agent content factory. So begin from research and find out the topic they want to address, then design what kind of content they want to deliver, create script or creating a picture or video, and then later post that automatically. So these things, yeah, people are doing that, and there are few people report they are using OpenCloud making money. That probably something happen right now. It's also very easy to convert some of the blogger into X thread or LinkedIn post, right? So that's very the best, what the language model best at. So there are also people monitor their computer, for the people creating. The YouTuber and the content creator is also very competing space. So they do have people using that to tracking what their computer do, and sometimes they grab the great idea of their computer and they try to build their own. Right? So this is also happening. And you can see that you can not only in the content or media area, right? In other business area, you can also do that. In research or investment, some people, because some people build that OpenClaw with Mac Mini, and one reason they build that on Mac Mini because they can run local language models, right? So because that normally have a quite big shared memory, can run some local language model. So some people take a disadvantage and run some sensitive document with on-device language model. And at some point, some decision you can still using a smarter language model outside, right? So you can ask maybe ChatGPT or Cloud to make some decision, but but most of the time you also have many documents you want to process it, categorize that. All those things you can using on-device language model to do that. So you can monitor the SEC, the Security and Exchange Commission's information that every IPO company need to file it, and then if you want to tie your investment with some of the most recent news about different company, then you would like to someone to check that, make sure you're not missing an important message. Then this is also what the language model good at, and all the tool to connect everything together, connect all the dots, is already available, right? So you can do it, and not very difficult. And some people even try to apply in some trading. I think that's a little higher risk area, but I believe people will do that. So it's there's some terrible behavior may be made by OpenCloud. You know, we already heard several news about AI delete some of the important database, and when I researched for today's event, I know there's a news talking about one of the agent, delete the database and also create fake account in order to cover that. I don't know how this happened, but yeah, like this kind of news will be widely be told, right? And if you connect that with your email or connect with some messages account, then you need to be careful if that send out a lot of spam message or email and to bother other people. This is an interesting news. Someone create a mock match to, I think it's allow the owner of a car to putting his own profile and the match with someone interesting. I don't know if that necessary to be boy and girl or can be the same sex, but but they are a place that originally do that. But I think there's a news that his OpenClaw create a fake profile of the owner and post there and try to attract people. So anyway, I think that thing can also happen if not AI. Sometimes your assistant maybe can do that, or your brother and sister, right? So sometimes human also can do that. Not necessarily the AI to do that. And many people, burn down their wallets because the token, they burn a lot of token when they are running some tasks. Sometimes that some of the AI agent stuck in some loop, and they keep you working on that, and they burn a lot of token and did not generate anything useful, right? So that's something you would like to prevent. So what you can do, or what people do, actually can make your OpenCloud more smarter or more useful, right? So that's something that hopefully if you have your own OpenCloud or you plan to have one, the next 10 minutes is something you want to listen careful. I built my first OpenCloud on Google Cloud. So developing it on VPS probably is a safer way to do that. Or you have a separate Mac Mini or PC and separate that from your working PC. That's something smarter to do that. If you don't have that kind of luxury, then you maybe can using Docker to host a OpenCloud. But I highly recommend run that on the VPS. So your Google account actually give you 3 months as Google Cloud's usage with $300 credit. That's how I built my first OpenCloud. Right? So that's way enough to create a VPS and also putting OpenCloud on top of that. The second one, not many people mention it, but it's probably the best practice to do that. You want to store your password or your API key in your system environment. So if you are chat with your OpenClaw and then tell him that, oh yeah, this is my password or this is my API key, he will always store in some place he can reach, right? So it's obviously, right? So if they can store, they will store at some place they can see it. And if something terrible happens, it may post it, or send that information out. But in Linux or many different operation systems, you can manually to store that in your environment variable, and just reference that to your cloud code config, right? So your cloud code, first line, they cannot see that that key directly, and it's normally that's the place that cannot direct the touch. So it's a safer way to do that. I really highly recommend all of you do it. People do voice control. I think that you need to install Whisper or some multimodality model to do that. But it's very cool, right? So when you are just say to your phone and then suddenly something be done, right? So that's something very good. Separate thread. I'm not sure if you do that. And it's also, I think that if you join our AI study group, you understand, that an AI agent understand the history, because normally when we are have a new query, we will put all your previous discussion as history, and then your current query, and let AI or language model to answer your question. So if you're OpenClaw, you only have one main agent, and you always talk to that agent, then your agent will listen, say, okay, the owner wanted to research some news, and then suddenly, to manage it on disk file, and later maybe want to do some coding. So all this history will be in their context, and it's very easy to confuse the agent, right? So many things happened before. Even you told the agent something want to do recently, sometimes their attention be focused and also make get around about your idea. So the best way is actually you can create chat group, and you putting your bot in different chat group. And because the default about the conversation section isolation, when you're using OpenAI ChatGPT, or you're using Gemini or using Cloud, each of your conversation, if you have a different section, by default they are isolated. The information of each section should be separate. So with OpenClaw, and if you create different chat group, and you can also make that thing happen. And then each of the section will only have the content in that group or in that conversation. So you can have some place only talking about take notes, right? Or collecting this information. You have one place only talking about coding, and when this agent look at the history, it's always relate to that coding. That makes it best about prevent the language model be confused before initiation. So later I can show you in my Telegram how it happened. Then about model routing. So idea is you want simple language model to do simple things, and your most smarter one do smarter thing, right? And this kind of thing you cannot either you switch model all the time, right? So you know you can slash models and then put in provider and model, you can switch the model if you set several model in your agent. Or you can set sub-agent, and with different sub-agent, you actually could assign different language model. So this thing won't happen with skill. Skill will always have the run with the same agent, and with the different skill means the skill is a directory or an empty file. Tell you to do this thing need to through certain procedure or some of information. They can change how to access the tool, but cannot change the model because the model is related to agent, so the agent will still the same. Within OpenClaw, you actually can create sub-agent. With the sub-agent, then you can change the model using in that sub-agent. And currently, the OpenClaw limits, you can only have a main agent and sub-agent. Of course, you can have many different sub-agents, but the sub-agent cannot call another sub-agent. They are just prevent that. So at first day, because I do the many of the AI agent project, right? So typically we call agent and call the other agent, right? So that type, because of this limitation, I spend several hours in order to figure out why I cannot do that, to let my sub-agent to call another sub-agent. I want to have a group of agents to do things. But later I figure out they are actually not prevent you do so. But the sub-agent is still very useful, particularly to do the model routing. There are another thing that you can do, like one of the great invention about OpenClaw is a scheduling thing. It's a cron function, and another is a hobby. Hobby is also kind of a cron function. It's you repeating do something, and because hobby, you can use hobby to check your mail every 10 or 30 minutes, right? And because doing this kind of thing is normally it's a very simple thing. You should using a much smaller and simple model to do this simple task. And you don't need a very smart model like Office 4.6 or Sony Open 4.6 to do that thing. You should using Haiku or Gmail Flash to do those simple things. So that can save you a lot of token. Reverse prompting. When you're using your OpenClaw for a while, then it's worthwhile to ask your OpenClaw, say, I normally will do this kind of thing. Can you make a micro app, means using software to do some part of this, or create a skill to do this more efficiently, or create a sub-agent to do that. And because you already have done that task several times, and you know what you want, you probably have your best practice about running that task. Then after that, you ask OpenClaw to help you refine it to make it more efficient, and normally that can improve, make your OpenClaw evolve, right? So it's something you should do. Security, when you are using outside skill, be careful, because reporting say that have about 20% of these skills has some problem, right? Many of the skill can turn your machine become a crypto currency quantity and mining the cryptocurrency, right? And also it's the news are talking about you know, Cloud can send out um, your password or API key, and someone will use your API key, right? So your token burn rate will go up quite a lot. And also there are something even more risky I want to share with you. Some is a private skill. They will write something into your memory .ma, MD, sorry. They write to your memory file. Because this thing is stored in the memory file. So if you kill that skill, that thing, bad behavior was already in that memory file. For example, it's access to I don't know, just connect some of the website or something that could be right into your memory file. So from time to time, you probably want to review your memory file, and OpenClaw actually they build with safety in mind. So many of these files are actually a text file, you can read it, and it's also not difficult to read it. Or you can create an AI to review those files to make sure they're not something that's troublesome. So put the human always in loop. I believe that. So I still think the current AI is not perfect. So human always need to be in the loop. Don't want to save the 10 minutes, but give the credit card number to your AI, right? So you just let AI do the research, find the item you want to purchase. You eventually put in the credit card number yourself and click the send. I think that's better, at least right now. Network isolation, that's something, if you are IT, you probably know that. Right? So don't expose your network to all the people in the sub network, but if it's someone in the workspace. We sometimes, when we are just bring up the system and try to prevent some glitch, and sometimes we shortcut with some of the safety measure. But eventually, you should not you should not do that. So that's something you can. Okay. So sometimes you connect your API key with this AI, then it's better to set some of the limitation, means hourly limitation or a daily limitation. They do have people report that over one night, the token bill raised to be $700 or even tens of thousands of dollars. So that's something that you be aware. That can be very hurtful. So you want to set some limitation. And many of these vendors, they have a place that can let you to set a limitation. Log everything, yeah, because at some point you want to figure out what happened. You want to have a log to check that. I do see some project that help you to have more log information. And automate backup, right? So backup. So we always say that, hear that, but yeah, sometimes we just remember when the disaster happened, right? So it happens so many times. But backup, and also today there are many tools that help you easy to do backup, right? GitHub, right? So that some of the file you may want to back up to your GitHub, and then it's very easy to sync with different things. I think last advice to improve your memory management. Many people, will fill out their AI assistant or OpenClaw. They feel this is smarter or still there because they remember what you told him. OpenClaw have a pretty good memory system. They have a long-term memory, short-term memory, and memory .md that store those information. But it's still worth you spend time to install some of the plugin or some of the project can make better memory management. And also they are not perfect one because it depends on what the content, right? So what you are talking or using it. So they may have a QFD memory. Commonly is a graph type of memory. Memory zero is also there. There are some libraries already do good about that. So good memory management system, they will from time to time review the conversation history, summarize that, and keep that stored. And also find a good way to retrieve it, right? So like a RAG system, people do vector about this content, or they do BM25 for text matching, because again, different content will be different way get better code. So here's two projects that I think is good to use. But there are also many other projects that people discussion and apply that to OpenClaw. And OpenClaw itself also improves its memory management system from version to version. So that's some place I highly encourage you, and also all the members in the AI study group, pay a little attention to that. So there are many different OpenClaw variants. So you can see your left-hand side is more China's version, QCloud, I think it's a work party or something that's from Tencent. Cloud is from ByteDance. The Do Cloud is from Baidu, and this is from Zhihui, right? So, and there are two, is one for Kimi and one for Max. We will talk a little more later. We have a table of that. The right hand side will be a more earlier project and some of the US project, and several of them, NanoCloud, NanoBot, and the Zero Cloud is more focused on making it small. And then NanoCloud from NVIDIA is talking about security. We'll talk about that more. Cloudflare's mob worker is something I feel interesting. It's also very similar as some of the cloud host OpenClaw. So you can need to deploy it and then use that, and because it's hosted in the cloud, the Cloudflare is I think world's biggest CDN company. So, I would like to try it, but I haven't. Yeah. So here's the variant from China. China's very hot about this phenomena, and they do have a local government sponsor people install or using that in the company, and also many of the computer shops in Shenzhen or Shanghai sell not only Mac Mini but also many some mini PC, because of OpenClaw, right? So it's fantastic. But they do have to try many different ways to let people can run it. Some will be the host on the cloud with some of the wrap up the security, right? So you don't give you some limitation, and then it's also give you some security, right? So that's something, the reason why OpenClaw is not so consumer facing, because it's a developer gadgets, right? So it need to be very easy to modify, and then there's whenever you let deploy on a PC that's giving quite a lot of privilege, can touch any part of the PC. But for some of these variants, and they were limited to what the program can touch, and it won't do much harm if something wrong happens. And the last is actually, I think, just Zip2 and Minimax and Moonshot. These three companies. Moonshot is the creator of Kimi. So these three is more model company. So I think many of these model companies will sell much more token because of OpenClaw. Many people need, to buy more token, right? So as I buy Minimax's token license and go to run my OpenClaw. So they are really pro OpenClaw. And here's the list. Also, you can see the day happened maybe a little earlier. As I say, the first three is more focused on making it as small as possible. The first two actually, original idea is to make the code simple so you can review it. So they focus more on security. And the Nanobot is a group from Hong Kong's university. This group created a pretty good project before. And the Zero Cloud is the one really focused on small footage. So they can run on some of the very small device like Raspberry Pi or something, very small device. You see, the code is in Rust and also less than 5 megabytes of image size. It can wake up very soon and it can run on IoT devices. So last one will be the NVIDIA. NVIDIA also have a strong reason want you to adapt with OpenClaw, right? So they sell GPU, and then they will suggest you run with a local language model. Then you need to buy pretty big, pretty powerful GPU in order to run that. So they are really want everyone have OpenClaw. So their version, Nemo Cloud, we'll talk about detail about that later. So this is definitely more focused on security, because you want an enterprise to use that, right? So the core concept they want is to be more secure, so enterprise can use it, and better to use a local language model, even if it's not limited by doing that. They can also still use outside language model. So basically, I have a three part. First will be the sandbox idea, and also there will only some place that this OpenClaw can see, can touch. Right? So there's not like our install OpenClaw that normally we can keep it permission and can touch almost everything. And basically deny by default all the network permission that you need to keep it permission one by one. And it will log almost everything to see all the allow or deny will be logged, right? So in enterprise, I think that's necessary. So I think this version is something, if an enterprise want to try this OpenClaw, I will see, Nemo Cloud is someone they can try it. But I heard the install process will take a much longer time than we install the typical versions of OpenClaw. Before we close, wrap up today's event, I will go back to see one of our old friends, right? So, I think summer last year, when CloudCode just introduced their agent function, I looked into that, and I told my company, say, it's actually an agentic system, right? So the whole CloudCode is not only for coding, it's an agent, it's an agentic system, it's an agent. You can do many things with that. At that time, they already can connect with Google, Mail and the Google Drive. And I told my PM, say, actually, many of your daily job can connect with Notion, can connect with Slack. I say your daily job actually can use in CloudCode to automate that and can make it more efficiency. And just a few 1 or 2 weeks ago, they opened the computer use function to the pro license user. So remember last year they allowed the max license user using the computer use function. Computer use means your agent can do the mouse collection, and you can do web browsing, and also but not only web, right? So they can connect your desktop application and click that and quick input information. And right now, if you using Mac, your CloudCode desktop application actually can do that. So you can do the same thing. This one thing. Another is they open the schedule workflow. Means right now you can schedule it to at a certain time that to do particular thing. So the CloudCode actually can do morning brief, right? So you can do at 4 o'clock to do the web search and then find out some news or find out your calendar, preparing morning brief before you wake up. So actually CloudCode can do that today. They actually provide dispatch function. We have a cloud mobile version quite far long ago, right? So last year sometime we already have a CloudCode web, mobile, sorry. And then now you can connect that with your desktop app and give command, and then your desktop app will know it and can do the thing you actually to do it. So I think before that, some people create some of a communication channel or wrap the cloud COI with some of the interface. Then you can remotely to do control it and make it coding when you're outside the office. But now by default you can do it, with the current feature. So supposedly this is a CloudCode still supporting with corporation, right? I think its safety probably is better than the open source project like OpenClaw. So anyway, that's give you, so that's an alternative, right? So you don't need to install OpenClaw. You only need to install Cloud Code Desktop. Particularly if you are with Mac, then your function is more. Windows, I think they will improve the function later. So, but anyway, it's coming. So that's a conclusion. It's a fast-growing project. A lot of contributors. From November last year till today, there's already 80 release. And at some point of time, there will be every day have a release. Because this is an open source project, the backward compatible is not so great, right? So sometimes if you install new release, something will break. But again, this is a developer-facing project, right? So, there are some new releases really attracting, like some of the 4.1, 4.2 release. They are natively supporting the XAI, and then you can search the X, you can search the Twitter, right? So for some people, this probably is some fun feature they need, because the Twitter is more instant information, like our president always put the important information on X, right? So it not goes through the typical news release path. So I think that about my sharing. There are some I put in appendix. 2 days ago, Google released like a Gemma model. It seems a very powerful model, and some people already tried it with OpenClaw. Seems quite promising, particularly with their 31 billion parameters model. But the other one, the model itself, if you do 4-bit quantize, it's about 20 gigabytes of memory. But with Heavy Cache, I don't think that I can run on my 24 gigabytes graphic card. I need a more powerful graphic card to run it. But some of the Mac Mini or some of the Mac Studio definitely can run it, and people report pretty good results. So more local language model can run with that. We are about have a next version of a study group, and I have shared that what material we will use. Welcome to join us. We are 2 weeks from now. We will have the first section. And I'm also looking for a referral partner can connect me with some of the US clients that we can develop in customer software and AI. And I also have a great AI tool, as I showed preceding that. It's great for the manufacturer and semiconductor. So if you're interested about that, talk to me. I think that's it. Take a few more questions.
Flashback,
Yeah. So, as I say that all this material share with you, you scan the QR code, you press that, and then you can the detail.
So, as you probably know, you mentioned Claude. So, a couple of days ago, I think there was a leak.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it was planned as a marketing stunt, but they supposedly leaked their source code, open source, Have you looked into, how to take advantage of that and install Claude through their open source league?
So I did not check the TypeScript version, but I checked someone rewrite it with a Python, right? So that Python version. My opinion, I still using Cloud Code, right? So, and also they have a new release recently, say, oh, big advance. I believe in the next few weeks they will release many new features in order to make it different than what already leaked out, right? Besides, because this year is already breakout year that all the AI assisted coding tool come out, right? So our next speaker actually will share something related to that, and also many of the concept in that cloud code is pretty advanced or useful. So many other will refer that, and then I will see in next 1 or 2 months, we'll see many great tools come out.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, the problem is not about the tool, about what you want to use, or what you want to create with this tool, right? So that will make the competition to next level. Yeah.
So that leads to my second question, which is, with all these different versions coming out, it would be useful for someone to put together just a table showing like how many millions or billions of parameters each one was trained with. The parameters for each one, like, it was trained with this many parameters, and these are the tasks that it works best with, just for comparison.
For language model, right? So yes,
Yeah.
actually that is also a very hot topic, right? So there are many places try to compare that differently. The problem is the new one come out so fast, right? So every few days you see a break news about some of the new model, and also they are trying to do slightly different from each other, right? So then it's a little difficult to compare fairly. On the other hand, it's great for us because they will be specified for certain tasks. Some of the language models is great, is a lot of parameters, is great in English, maybe not so great in Chinese, right? And also they have a model great about creating graph, video, and even in same field, like create a graph. Each of them have a different character. Like a language model, actually they have a different personality now. Yeah, their some is more needy, some is more talkative, right? So their some is more willing to follow your instruction, like a cloud series model. May not be the most smart one, but because the instruction following is pretty good, it's very good at coding. So we're using that for coding. So I think a lot of discussion about that. I also sharing that in our group or something. Yeah.
And also finally, just one need that we all have, especially this month, and unless we file an extension, is filing taxes.
Yeah.
I was wondering, you mentioned financial applications. I was wondering if you can use this, maybe if you collect all your credit card statements and receipts and scan them, and you have it in a folder, can it create a tax return automatically? That would be very helpful.
So my suggestion will be,
coming.
don't let the language model to do the calculation.
Okay.
So if you're using ChatGPT to do calculation, add things together or multiply that, you ask it without the paper and the pen and only using mind to calculate that, right? So the better way is keep a tool, because now the language model can use in tool, can use in calculate, or some spreadsheet, or even create a program to run it for you. So any of these, better to let it have that kind of tool, or give them the privilege to using this tool to process that. They are very good at processing document or text, right? So a lot of the law document I cannot understand, right? So it's not English, right? So it's so difficult to understand that. So that language model read it and match with my situation, or find my receipt or the document I have, file the right information, try to calculate for me, and also give me point, point me something I need to check myself, right? And explain that what that means. And that is, yeah, I think that's very useful. I think the TurboTax will quickly have some of the AI function very soon.
Exactly, yeah.
Either helping you to use that better, I think that they should do that right now, and or later can do a little more automate.
Right. And finally, I just have a brief announcement. In end of April, beginning of May, there's going to be a big AI conference at the Santa Clara Convention Center, TICON, TIECON. You mentioned Jensen Wang in the past, he's been a speaker. NVIDIA always has a big presence at this conference. In fact, NVIDIA on the before the conference, the first day, they're doing a AI workshop. So I encourage everyone either to try to come to the conference, either officially or unofficially. If you don't, if you can buy a ticket, that's good. If you cannot, still, just come by and check out the exhibit hall. Yeah, so TICON, TIECON.
It's great, right? So the reason we would like to have this offline meeting is, yeah, like Jay come to us, share this information with us, and if you're interested about that, maybe after the meeting host you. So any other question? If not, then we will move to our next speaker, but I can take one more. If no, then let's welcome Gary Chi come on stage, and we need to switch the computer. Yeah. Can we switch? Do you see this one?
First of all, thank you so much for everyone coming, and also thank you for the invitation from Center. And today I want to do a topic is about how to build and use AI into AI native. And first, I want to introduce myself. My name is Gary. I'm currently the developer operation manager of Trae, and Trae is also the AI product from ByteDance. So in case somebody don't know ByteDance, definitely everyone uses Douyin and TikTok, right? Douyin TikTok is the product from ByteDance, and what we're working on is on development. So before we jump into the product, I actually want to bring an idea or mindset. So first of all, what's happening right now? So basically, AI coding actually bring a revolution to the whole world right now. So no matter you are developers, you are marketer, you are operating people, or you are even your manager, CEO, or no matter what kind of job, basically your daily workflow is actually essentially be changed by a coding agent. So maybe some people will ask, hey, I'm just like doing the, I'm not a developer, so why coding agent will change my workflow? So the question, the answer will be is because right now, because of AI coding agent. So first of all, everyone can build everything in a really easy and a fast way. And second is the coding agent actually restructure the whole society. I mean, from personality, from human, from the organization, that the way how people they organize the daily routine, the daily work is totally be changed. So this is why in that day we would like to say it's really important for everyone to think in an AI way, because there are a lot of things happening right now. For example, previously, like for a programmer, they can only just build like around maybe 200 lines of code. But right now, for AI developers, they can even maybe like deliver more than 30,000 lines of code right now. So right now, this is a really important skill for everyone. Is we should try to think about and literally to leverage the AI in our daily life. And there's one thing I always tell people. So when you work in your daily life, if there's some words or some text repeated more than 3 times, in that case, you should carefully thinking about how to use AI to automate it. So this is the way to improve our efficiency and also keep us be competitive. Because I want to say, I want to say is because I also know a lot of founders and developers in that a lot of young people, they're from YC, they're from different incubators. So what I see is, so previously, like when they create one company, they probably go to say, hey, I probably need more than 10 people. But right now, I see so many young startup company, they only have like 4 to 5 people, and even they just have 1 to 2 people. So recently there is also one news, probably you guys heard. There's one guy, he just like built his whole company, and he used the AI to do the whole workflow in his company, from marketing, from customer assistance, from website design, and basically all the loop. So for 1 year, he sold more than 15 million in just one person. So even Elon Musk, is Sam Altman. He even just talk about this on the social media. Yeah, I want to meet this guy because Sam Altman he used to say, maybe just in these 2 or 3 years, there will be have 1 person unicorn company, and if we see the AI trend, and I also believe so. So, but let's go back to the AI coding itself. So what's the journey that happened? So I don't know how many people remember at the 2023, at that time ChatGPT just coming out, right? So how people writing code. So people basically just like copy and paste the code, and from your editor, and then go to the ChatGPT and ask, hey, can you help me to write a function? Can you help me to fix this block? And this is the first stage when people they write the code. And the second stage, so in the IDE, is already have the AI inside. So people start talking inside AI, and to say, hey, probably help me to create some file, help me to fix this feature. And this is the second stage. At that time, people they chat with AI in the editor. But in the third stage, this is what happening right now. So coding agent start to handle all the workflow from your idea to writing the code. And this is the 3 stage. And for us, we want to thinking about one thing is, what's the next after 10 years? How people going to do it? Are we still going to type the keyboard? Or are we still going to use the same format? Definitely not. But what's the format? So I believe today, we just saw we have when people just type the keyboard. But actually in my daily workflow, I already barely use the keyboard. And my daily workflow, I always use the voice agent to talk with the AI. And to talk with the AI to say, okay, this is my problem, this is my question, and I want to do this. help me to do this. So by this way, I just use the voice to deliver all my tasks and to let a coding agent to finish the work. So a research we just like did before. Use the voice will be 3 times faster than type the keyboard. Because thinking about, you just use the hand to type the keyboard, it's actually take a while of time. But thinking about right now, coding agent basically can do everything that you can do and what you want to do. The only limitation is the speed you type the keyboard and also the speed of your voice to talk with coding agent. Even more, the biggest bottleneck is human ourselves. We actually, our I/O, but definitely I know we have a lot of developers here. We definitely know what's I/O, input and output. Humans input and outputs is actually the biggest bottleneck for us to build a AI system. So for us, what we should do, we cannot say we replace human, right? Because we are here. So, but there's one thing that we definitely can do is try to make more workflow. No matter it's for your personal work, for your daily life, you want to see the news, you want to write a software, or even you manage a company, let's try to use more AI to automate it. This is what I want to say. And for us, we want to do is we want to create the tool, and also we want to find out that mindset to deliver to people. So who we are Trae, and we also start from AI ID. So we are from Binance, and we already support more than 1 million of developers in worldwide. And as you can see, this is ID, pretty similar to the VS Code. And indeed, we are the VS Code 4 version, and then we base on it, and we just create, a chatbot over here. You can just talk with your AI assistant, and then your AI can just, chatting with you, writing the code, and then fix the bug. And then you don't have to copy and paste the code into the ChatGPT, right? It will be too slow. And this is our journey. In the beginning, we are just like, we are call ourselves Morse code. It's just like an extension. And then in January 2025, we launched our product. And let's go into the May, we reach 1 million monthly active users in worldwide. So for us, we always want to thinking about one question is, what is the best way for human and AI to collaborate together? And yeah, and also, do you know why we call our products Trae? Does anyone know it? T-R-A-E. Yes, Simon definitely know it. Yeah. So our vision is we want to build the real AI engineer. This is why we pick the first letter, the real AI engineer, and we pick them together to become Trae. So this is our mindset. Thinking about what is the ideal image when the AI coming out and literally working with us. They're not just going to be a really code AI terminal or just like AI code inside your computer. It is supposed to be like a workmate. It is just like a real engineer that work with you to say, hey, how I can help you, how I can work with you. So in that case, you definitely not say you're going to talk, just like type the keyboard with your AI engineer, right? We want to let you to talk and use different words, just like work with a real human. And then we start to dive into this area. We start to dive into that how we can let AI literally work with AI. So this is what happened right now. So previously, people based on IDE to integrate AI, and it's like IDE plus AI. And then we realized actually it not works that well. It's definitely not just like a real AI engineer that is that smart, right? But what's the reason? What's the reason that IDE cannot help human, to work really smoothly and deliver software? And we realized one thing is there's one thing is there's only 2 things that stop AI agent to deliver or to write the code or say finish the task. There's 2 things. Number 1 is the context, and number 2 is the tooling. So context is basically the AI. They need to understand who you are, what is your background, what is the biggest challenge, and what kind of question that you really want to fix. And the tooling is actually after they know who you are, what kind of question you already have, they need to have the tooling to deal with it, right? So basically, if you give the context and the tooling to AI, they can do everything. This is our idea. So this is why you can see over here. We have the PR team. It's just like the product manager. So before they, create a website, create a feature, the product manager is going to write a detail, like a document to describe what kind of feature we're going to have, how it works, right? And we give this to AI. And the second is the tech design. So there's so many ways that we can do software. Should we use the Python? Should we use the Rust? Should we use the C++? Why this? Why not? This is the context. And we also make them become a tech design document as a context to the AI. So in that case, AI going to know, okay, so in your company, you probably prefer C++, and then we will do it this way. And also UI design. We also give the UI design feature to the AI. So AI can also read the design from your UI UX designer. And also the code, environment, and also external integration. What going to happen? We give all this code, text, context and the tooling to AI. This is where the magic happens. And then we create this product called Trae Solo. So in that case, you will see the IDE will just be in the left top corner. It will not be a really big place. And you will also see the terminal, a doc view, browser, integration, and the Figma. This is what we just mentioned. We give all this necessary tooling and the context to the AI. So in that case, AI can not just work in a certain part, just writing the code. They can literally delete the whole software, complete the whole life cycle. So basically, you just need to tell Solo what do you really want to do, what is your idea, and Solo can follow your idea from your requirement and make it a prototype and design the front end, back end, and also debugging and do optimization and build and deploy the whole software. So this is where the magic happens. In your company, in your daily life, it's the same. For example, if we have the marketing people over here, what's your daily job? You probably need to create the content and post on the LinkedIn or post it on the Twitter. So in order to let AI to do this, what you need to do is give the Twitter API to AI. Give the large language model access to the AI. So the AI going to generate the script and also generate the image. Maybe use the Nano Banana to generate the image, generate the text, and then call linking API and post it on that. So this is what we say, the context and tooling, right? And you just want to let AI to follow certain format, like speak like your tongue. You also need to give the history to your AI, right? It's the same. In the coding scenario, this is how we did. So we create Solo, and then the first agent that we want to introduce is called Solo Builder. So basically, Solo Builder will be really good at it from 0 to 1. So especially when you just have really, rough idea, you probably say, hey, I want to build a website, but you don't want to talk about too much detail. You just do some white coding. For example, you just tell that I want to build a mobile website, and they will see, they will just create a document and write in the code, and you will see the mobile website just over here, and then just deploy to the certain URL. That's really easy, just one shot, just one prompt. So this is the future that we see. Creating the software and a website can be really easy. The one of the important reasons is the large language model is powerful enough, and also we give enough context and tooling to allow the AI to complete the whole life cycle. The AI agent, they don't have to ask the UI designer to say, what is the design? They also don't have to talk with the PM to say, hey, what kind of feature you want? Everything will just complete by the AI itself. So this is the Solo Builder, the first agent that we have. And I want to probably share one video. So just click the button, you'll click Solo, and you will shift to the new interface. And you graph with all the details, and you can just re-add it with an edit. They will ask you permission before they start doing it. And then, boom, all the code just comes out. And you can just say it. The more you can just re-add with all these components to say, hey, probably I want to have more new layers. You can just do more easily. And you will just go. Yeah, we can also help the developers coding the original way. And when you have the bug, you can just click active chat and AI will fix it automatically. You can also create different structures. Thank you. So we launched Trae Solo in, let me see, 2025 June. At that time, probably, a lot of people know Cursor at that time, right? They're pretty famous before. But we launched Solo, this kind of new format is beyond anyone in the market. So even after that, Cursor, they just launched a similar version. It's way after we launched the Solo. So we are really happy that to sharing that we actually create a brand new way and a new mindset to build a product that bring the context and tooling to the AI. So we launched the Solo, and the community is incredibly that love this new product. And in worldwide, we reached 6 million developers. And there's another insight is we just realized the token consumption also grew around like 700%. That's really crazy. So then we have a new principle that I want to share with people is more token and more intelligence. Yeah, some people probably say you just like speak for just or media, you want to help them to sell more graphical card. But actually this is not. So one of the reasons I want to say so this kind of principle that to you guys is, so for example, let's go to a higher level to talk about a civilization. How to determine one civilization is like powerful and strong enough. There's one rule is, if there's one civilization can only use the resource on one planet, it will just be like probably level 1. But if it has a like civilization can use the the whole solar system, the resource, then it will be level 2. But if you can use the whole galaxy resource, then you will be the level 3. I think this is a similar level. As for us, if your software or if your company can use more token, so basically you can generate more productivity, and there's more, more stuff, more software, and more resource that you actually generate in that process. So there's also one easy rule that we can see that people, if it's AI native enough, you just check your bill. Basically, everyone, how many, maybe how much dollar that you spend every month. So let me know. I believe most people definitely spend $20 on the ChatGPT. Let me know how many people spend more than $40, like on AI, more than $40. Okay, 2. How many people $20? Most of the people, I can tell. Most people probably spend on the ChatGPT. Yeah, but then this is the one thing. For me, I personally spend, not except the company work, just my personal work, I would spend around $1,000 just on the token. Yeah, that would be pretty a lot. And actually, one of the biggest reason that I'm working really hard is I think I need to work harder, to work for my AI agent. Yeah, but that's true, right? But then there's a reason. They say, hey, Gary, why you can spend that much token? So I'm a person that, as I mentioned before, I try to automate myself, my daily work. So I would just try to, I probably say I'm a software engineer, right? As an engineer, I'm thinking, what is my daily life? What am I doing every day? definitely I need to get information, right? I need to know information in no industry. I need to know information about store market. I need to take care of my portfolio. and then what are you going to do? You actually need a lot of agents that help you to fetch the information, right? My agent every day, actually, they will just automatically to go to Twitter, go to LinkedIn, and also talk with and browse all these news websites to see what's going on. What is the hottest AI news? And they will also just follow each famous AI influencer developers on the Twitter and to see what they're talking about. And so many agents they just work in parallel, and then they just like generate the information to me. And the more amazing thing is, they even give me the suggestion. They say, Gary, this is the information that we have, because recently I know you care about like AI developers, right? So this is famous developers. This is what they're doing, and we also suggest you. This is some Twitter that you can post. They even generate an image for me. They generate the text to me. And for me, what I need to do is just copy the text, copy the image, and I post it on my social media. So this is also the way that I actually save a bunch of time, right? This is one use case. And another use case is, so for example, I see some people still use the pen to make the note. So if we use the rule that I just mentioned, if there's something more than 3 times, then you should carefully thinking about it. Can you repeat it? Except for eating the food. I mean, just for this kind of like information work. Right? So actually, making a note is definitely really inefficient. Waste of time behavior. Thinking about why do you need to use the pen to write in the note? So what is the best way? Actually, there was one time I just joined a Morgan Stanley conference, right? There's so many famous investors, founders, those CEO like of Microsoft, Jensen, and Nvidia. They just sit on the stage. I see so many financial growth. They just like keep the typo and type and just like type so fast. And then for me, I just I cannot do that. I have no time for that. So what I'm doing is I just let my coding agent help me to build a meeting notes system. I just tell them, you know what? Right now I'm just in the conference. So the people they just yapping on stage and I have no time to literally see what they're doing. But actually the information is still useful for me. I need to know the channel. So what I should do. And then my coding agent just give me a solution. They say, Gary, there's one thing, there's several ways you can do. Number one, right now you just turn on your Mac, right? We have the voice recording. You know what? You just turn on your voice recording and I will just automatically to read this information and I will just like translate them into the text and then I will just summary that into the report to you and then I will just automatically to upload as a document as a PDF into your Notion, into your Clara. So this is the workflow I do. And then compare with another people, what I need to do, have a meeting, I just turn on the voice recording. And after the voice recording finish, then they will just automatically to summarize. Okay, this is Jensen Huang's his keynote, his presentation. This is some like key thing that will be pretty useful for you. And during the process, I do nothing. My use case. And then I started thinking about in that conference, it has around 200 keynote. I cannot join all the keynote one time, right? Then what I should do? This is what be a really good use case for AI. And then I just realized probably there's another like website. They actually has all the recording. And I will just give the website URL to the coding agent. I just tell them, you know what? Thinking about since you already can process one keynote, can you help me to deal with like another 200 keynote? Then AI did it. AI just automatically to get 200 keynote, and then they just complete translation, and also they just like summarize them into the report. And during the process, also there's another thing I do is I give my Open Router API. I give to my coding agent. Why? Because thinking about there was several process from a voice into a summary report. First, they need to use the voice model to translate them into the task. Then they use the OpenAI, the whisper model. And then they also need to use like some model like to do summarization, right? Then I just try several different models. I use the open source model, I use the cloud source model. I just to compare the best one. So after process 200 event, I use the best model, I use the cloud model, so I spend around $100. Just one simple task. But what I get is 200 amazing report. I didn't spend any time on it. So this is one use case that I want to share with you. Basically, don't just use coding agent to solve some static work. You need to give the LLM access to your coding agent. So I would just say this is just like inject the soul into your software. So thinking about when the LLM, the coding agent, when they just generate a code, it's just like static code. There's no soul on it. But when you tell your AI to say, hey, this is my Open Router API. So basically, Open Router allows you to connect with so many different models: open source model, closed source model, image generation model, video model. They can basically do everything, and they will make a decision. And this is why I spend a lot of money on everything. I try to automate so many work in my daily life, and I clearly realize one thing: the biggest gap between human and human is basically who can leverage AI better. And thinking about, we are two. For example, if there's a virtual area over here, he don't know AI, he don't use AI. But I use AI. It might be like all the news, all the information automatically, all the social media management automatically. And even I'm talking with people and all the notes, I don't have to use my brain to store everything. I don't have to use my limited memory, limited context window in my brain. I can just save everything and save it into Notion. So this is the way that how I make myself become more competitive. And also because all the information is saved in my system, the system that can way beyond my brain storage, right? I would just tell them, hey, you know, what I learned this year. And for example, and basically all the information, no matter your roles, management, your learning, all the information, AI will just remember this. And then they can find a lot of secret and a lot of value from it. So this is where a really important mindset. Try to do and make yourself in an AI native way. So it will make the one person become way competitive. And but thinking about if you have a company, your whole company is built like this. And all your meeting, all the people's meeting notes, when you're chatting in the group, all the information will be maybe just already be saved in the system. And the one OpenClaw will know every department what they're talking about. The product department, they're talking about this. Engineering department, this is their progress. And the marketing department, this is their progress. All the information is already together. How competitive it will be. And this is why we are really confident to those new startup companies. Previously, I used to be really depressed about, I feel like there's no chance for startup company to win those big giants. But right now, I realize this is actually a big opportunity for everyone. Because the big company, when they have more layers, each layer they will lose probably 20% context. If you have 5 layers, the CEO barely get any real information. But when you have the AI have an extremely long context. So basically, from CEO to the IC, maybe just 3 layers, maybe just 2 layers, because AI can manage all the information. And this is what I see in my founder's friend company. They barely have the meeting because all the information is already in the chat group already. And there's the AI agent over here. They will just record all the information. And they will just, every time when people, after they talking, have discussion, the AI agent will just automatically to assign the to-do to each person. And for the manager, they also don't have to have the meeting. meeting is a waste of time. Meeting is useless. Why? Because the essential of meeting is people as an agent need to exchange the contact, right? And thinking about if all the contacts are already in the system, there's no necessary to have the meeting. So this is why my friend he's a CEO, and he barely has a meeting, and he just like check with the AI agent to ask, hey, what is the progress of product team and engineering team? And all the information is already in the system. Save bunch of time. They don't need to have so many like middle layer. So this is the future. And I also believe this kind of company will be really competitive. Less people, but more efficient. And compared with big company, they can move faster. They're very flexible. For the single person, it's the same. And this is a really important thing that I want to say is, try to make ourselves as AI native mindset. Try to make yourself, don't worry about a token. Definitely, money is really important, right? But try to control the budget. And this is why a lot of startup company right now, when they hiring people, they not just say, I will give you the base salary. The how that is, you know what, I will give you 200,000 salary and also 200K in API token. I'm thinking about, we are developers, everyone, we're the same developers. If you join a company, give you unlimited API token on coding agent, but my company only give $50 to me. What's the difference after 1 year? This is way different, right? So there's one simple thing that you can manage if you are AI native income. Just see how much token you spend. Really easy. So yeah, and let's go back to like our product itself. And then we just talked about 0 to 1 is the solo builder. And then we realized in some another use case, especially in the big company, they already have existing code base. And that time the code base is pretty huge and complicated. Then we created another agent called Solo Coder. That Solo Coder will be really good at it because it has an extremely good like project understanding and debugging and code refactoring features. Yeah, for example. So this is the basic idea about Solo Coder. And like another thing is we also we realize the biggest issue for developers is actually humans I/O speed, right? Coding agent can generate so much code that we balance the time to see what's going on. And this is why we also in the product side we create a feature that you can easily to see what's the difference between like before and after. You can see really clearly how AI changed the code and what's the difference over here. And another thing is, in order to make sure the quality, we also give a lot of like integration over here. For example, this is the Figma over here. The Figma, previously UI UX designer, they have to design over here. And they just give to the front end. But right now, in this Trae Solo, you can just import the Figma design easily, just by one click, and the design will go to the Solo. And the Solo will just like recognize it and complete the code, complete all the design as a real software. And also another use case is, so for example, coding agent, when they writing the code, actually will take a bunch of time, especially in some complicated tasks. At that time, what people they can do? You cannot like play TikTok at that time, right? Waste of time. So what we can do is we create a multi-task in the lab. If you can see over here. So which means when this one task is working on, we allow you to then just create a different task. For example, one task working on front end, another task working on for the back end, and another task working for the task. So by this way, you can boost your productivity into like so many times, right? Maybe 2 times, maybe like even 10 times if you want. And this is why we see the like individual developers, their productivity boost more than 10 times over in the market right now. And we also allow people to build a sub agent. For example, the agent really good at QA tasks, really good at the front end, really good at React, really good at the C++. So this is how, in our company, we also leverage this kind of use case. Especially when your company has internal knowledge that there's no large language model to understand. Even in the training data, they don't have this kind of data. So for example, links. Links is the front end language structure that build TikTok. See, if you see the TikTok, this is like special language only for TikTok that we build front end. There's no any like public information that allow like those external knowledge model to understand. But how they can complete the work. So basically we create the sub agent, we create MCP, and then each time when they're writing the code, the sub agent will just go to the, just assess MCP and assess this related necessary information and wrap them as the context. And then after they got the context, the large language model will understand, oh, this is the links, the language design. And yeah, and you can see over here, the links is actually working right now. And they even have a QA testing over here. So for example, there are so many different calls, right? And then later, it will just call an agent. Later, they will just call agent to label each block, each call, and give the number over here. They will just act like a real human to react with it. For example, right now, they have different number over here, and then they will call another sub-agent going to like do the testing, like flip it. Just like a real human to click the button. So by this way, we can see from design to writing the code and to testing, AI actually start to handle all the workflow. Yeah, I think this is, I want to talk about it. And finally, I want to emphasize our visions. We still want to explore the future of human and AI collaboration and discover the best way for human to work with AI. And in the left is my LinkedIn, in the right side is my Twitter. So if you are interested about to get to know more about Trae and know the best use case of the coding agent, feel free to connect with me.
Okay.
Oh, please.
So, couple of quick questions. So you mentioned cursor. So there are a lot of IEs that are using AI these days. Well, I guess you already answered what separates you is the context. But is there anything else that separates you? And then the second question is, does this IDE provide code analysis, like call graph of the different functions, and what are the major, and also maybe runtime analysis, like which function spends most time on, so you optimize that one.
Yeah, so for the question, would you mind to repeat again?
So what, besides the context, what separates you from the other IDEs that are also using AI? And then the second question, does it provide code analysis like call graph?
Okay. So I mean, for the question is like, except the context, what separates us from the task?
From the other IDEs that are using AI?
Oh, I think right now actually it's pretty flexible for people to show to different tools, of course. But yeah, context is definitely one thing, and I think another thing is it's more about who can deliver better work. How would I say this? Yeah, because this is developer tool. It's not saying like another consumer tool that they save all the data. A developer tool is pretty flexible. Is number one, and number two is What's that?
Does it provide code analysis?
Oh, yeah.
Like a call graph with different functions?
So right now, we don't directly offer that, but since we are VS Code fork, right? We also, compatible with a lot of VS Code extension. I think definitely you can just install these extensions to analyze that. Yeah. And also right now, we just built our ecosystem worldwide, and last year we have more than 100 events worldwide in a different city, different country. And yeah, if anyone interested about to host the event with Trae together, and we can Trae fellow, definitely feel free to scan the QR code, and we're going to have people to reach out to you. And especially in the Bay Area, we will sponsor the Trae fellow to host the event locally. We will deal with the venue, we will deal with the food, and what you need to do, just represent Trae to let more people come to Trae.
So for these events, if you want to do a workshop somewhere, you have like code examples ready to show for workshops?
I think this is for the fellow themselves. They can they can showcase the code example. They can show the product. They can just host the hackathon. That's by whatever they want. Yeah, we are pretty flexible. It's just.
Okay. Oh, that reminds me. Yeah, I should probably get in touch with someone here. There's a global AI hackathon coming up in 3 weekends from now as well.
Oh, I see. It's fine. There are tons of hackathons. Well, we just did a lot already. Yeah, and also finally, this is the information about Trae itself, Twitter, LinkedIn, Reddit, and Discord. Yeah, feel free to connect, and also let me know if there's any question about Trae, about the coding agent. Yeah, I will just be over there. And finally, thank you so much, Simon, and also the venue host over here. Thank you.
So, Gary, you spend $1,000 a month, right? So, but you are so close to the one-man unicorn that earn $1 million a month. So I think that Trae is a really good tool, and they also have a different characteristic. I think the Trae is the first one that can let your IDE see the page or graphic image. And then can modify that. I think that's the first one. I heard that the Solo, right? So the Solo have that function, and also the price range is pretty good, right? So they do have a free tier, but there's also the minimum ones are very affordable.
Yeah, our price we have free tier and $3, $10.
$3, right? So yeah, and the $10. They have a different tier, and you can try the till see which one can help you. And also they have a slightly different characteristic than other tool, right? So that sometimes maybe you can try it. Particularly, I think in front end, they have a pretty good advantage, but also back end. I joined one of the Gary's event. At that time, one of the speakers shared with us, and at the same time, they have 5 different agents run at back, and at the same time, he do the present, and so he show us, oh yeah, we have the other 5 working for me, and I don't know right now, maybe he can direct 10 of them already, right? And it need to practice. Just like a manager in the company, right? So you think that you can direct a bunch of AI agent. It's not native. You need to practice. You need to learn how to do that. Do that, in the same time, and only care about those things. Take care of the thing when needed you, right? So that's something you would like to begin to practice that, and also try to some ideas Gary have done, but be careful about budget.
Yes, always set a limitation.
Yeah. Any more questions?
Yeah.
Tim.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing all this beautiful experience. Yeah, I'm just curious about that, you know, you're talking about the like a 200, you know, keynote speaker, you listen to that, and then they will summarize for you. Is that a part of the tree product, or is it your personal?
Oh, it's my personal work.
Personal. Is that very accurate?
Oh, yes.
Just curious. For instance, like a different guy, different keynote speaker, they have different, you know, that kind of thing. Would it be very accurate summarizing?
I think definitely they might have some mistake, I guess. But most of the content I think probably will be accurate. But like another thing is like I don't think those people they probably not going to share too many, you know, secret information. So and this information already on the internet already. Yeah.
So I think that probably the GTC's different sections discussion, right?
Oh, it's not GTC.
Not GTC.
It's not GTC.
So the many conference, but you pay for the money,
Yeah.
you cannot attend each of the section, right? So why not let AI help you? Yeah, get at least streaming and see which one you want to really spend time on that particular one.
And then how do you run through the cloud for computing, or you know, run this AI things, or you using like edge AI server to that kind of thing? How
So
do you
basically, what I'm doing, I just let, of course, use the cloud large language model. Because I just use the open router, because the open router can connect with so many different models at the same time. And I don't have to use my local computer to process everything.
I see.
Yeah. Because for me, I know this edge model they can work on it, but compare with, I don't have to do this. I really just spend more money in order to get the faster result. Yeah. As I said before, I just tried open source model and the closed source model. Some open source model they work really well, but eventually I'm willing to pay around 10 times more expensive money on the closed source model in order to get the best result.
Thank you.
Developer is using like IntelliJ. Can you compare with the tree?
IntelliJ, I think is, in my opinion, is when I was a student, I used that. I think it's pretty traditional already.
Yeah, it's traditional. Like for those like the coding, like the cloud code, we are just like a plugin.
Yeah.
Like we can open one chat screen that look like they only can do one task. Just like you mentioned, that's the limit.
Yeah.
So you run in the IDE, you only have one cat. If you running something to generate code, you have to wait.
Yeah.
There's no, I don't see any way I can open another one, work in the same code base with different PRs.
Yeah.
Is that tree can handle it? It's like because you are still in one IDE, and I open, but not open, I don't know how to handle it, but like I have one PR. You know what the PR is? There's one type of bug I need to fix, and when they start running the AI to generate the fix for something for that purpose, but can I open another task in the same IDE to work on another PR? Mentioned your mentions in the session looked like I can do it. I'm not sure if maybe I will try to see.
Yeah, even though we can open different tray if you want. So for example, one tray for one folder, another tray for another folder. Yeah. But actually, you know, yeah, we can definitely do this. The multitask is really easy to handle this.
Yeah, definitely the multitask is definitely
Yeah.
helpful if it can handle.
Yeah, I think this is really important to work in parallel.
Yeah,
For my
definitely.
I
feel, but I'm not sure if there are you mainly maybe back-end stuff. The cursor compared to the cloud code feels like cursor doing something faster than cloud code itself.
Yeah, they also good at project side.
So there are also people using Git tree, so you can create multiple Git and then run in parallel, focus on different thing, and then later do the merge and the PR or thing later, right? So I see people do that. As I say that the gentleman I met in Gary's event is run 5 different agents at the back running.
Yeah, that's really helpful because sometimes it's definitely take some time
Yeah,
to
but you need
finish.
to practice, right? So this is not something come out natively. Yeah, so it's how to do that. Even in a company, once for a group working on same project run its payroll fully, that still needs some practice, right? So yeah. So I think that's the latest.
I have two questions real quick. How do you compare your product to Windsurf? And then the second question is, thank you for the interesting use cases that really work. But do you have any, is there any caveat, like, for using Trae for apps for certain industries based on laws and regulations on data privacy?
Yeah, so compared with research, I mean, of course, for different product, they have different product feature, they focus on like different things, right? Yeah, previously I think in the market a lot of people use research, but right now I don't really want to use it. Yeah, so yeah, for our side, we don't think too much about research, but we definitely focus on ourselves. We always focus on user experience. So this is why we say, we call ourselves as the real engineer, right? We don't want to be some really geek developer tool. We definitely want to create a really warm and make you enjoy it. So I think this is from product side. We focus on experience. And then for the regulation side and privacy side, we also have the SOC 2. We also, has a lot of like policy, like private mode, to make sure that users data they always stay safe, and and you can check all this on our document, and we already made a lot of info on it.
And traders can select different model.
Yeah, you can select different model.
Yeah.
You can even connect with your own model. So for example, if you got API key, you can just connect with your own API key, and it will all be the same, right? And because we don't have our model, we don't show it's useless for us to do this.
Yeah. And also, because the recent cloud code leak, you know that to make a great AI agent or a coding agent is not only about code language model, and also they are not. There are many things that you can do in your agent or the coding IDE in order to make it smarter or working better. And so each of them, Windsurf, Cursor, Trae, Cloud Code, Gemini, each of them have their secret source, and then eventually they will be slightly different and good at a certain way. And since now you try this tool, it's so easy. Before, if you try a tool, you need to remember where to click and there's a methodology behind it. Right now, you just talk to it, right? And they have a free tier, and then even the first grade is $3 per month, right? I think that's okay. Yeah, you probably would like to try it. And particularly would like to see it, if you have some front-end type of project, they are very good at that. Not say the back-end's not good, but I think that they can do, I think there's a full stack tool. Yeah. So, but they do have a special feature in this front-end. Yeah, for some other need to pay for that, like Figma or something. But anyway, they encourage you, can try it. And we as an AI group are willing to find good speaker and share with you, and let you also can give us feedback and share your experience with us. And including today's talk, my talk and Gary's talk is share with you. The QR code, you scan it and you can find it. Also, the study group, you can join us with scan the QR code and trace social connection, and so that all these things you can connect. We are really open and willing to connect with you. Yeah. So if no more question, really thank you. Spend time with us in this Saturday afternoon. hopefully can see you very soon, and we have a lot of great events. Thank you.